Today, on Celebrating the Arts, I have the distinct pleasure of welcoming Luisa Roque, who had a previous career in public relations, has found her niche as a jewelry designer. Luisa, thank you so much for being with us on Celebrating the Arts. It is an absolute pleasure to have you on and talk about your beautiful designs.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I am thrilled, really thrilled.
Take me back to the moment where you decided that you wanted to be a jewelry designer.
Wow. That was, I believe 2009, because I write it everywhere. And I was in California. I was living in Pasadena at that time. And my background is in public relations. And I remember it was a big catastrophe, economic catastrophe back 2009 in California. And I was living at the moment with this one lady that knew all about mass movements. You know, when economy goes bad, you get together with other people that are also struggling, but then alleviate a little bit of that struggle through arts or tinkering, which is what was called back in the days. I don't know, it's still called, it's something that it's studied. So we got together, it was, I believe, 4, 5, 6 of us, and we were tinkering. We were doing all sorts of stuff. You know, we were sewing, we were doing decoupage. It was just all handcraft. And of course, a little bit of food and a little bit of a Cosmo right here, but then all trying to alleviate a little bit of the stress through tinkering. And I remember I just loved putting together, you know, trinkets, as in jump rings and chains, and I'm like, oh, I really like this. And then from there, I started taking workshops, in like jewelry workshops, because I really got into it. And that was the start.
I love your pieces. Take me through the creative process of that, because they're statement pieces, but they're exquisite. Where do you come up with these ideas?
You know, I have always been driven by statement stuff, whether it's the hair, the eyeglasses, always been driven by making a statement, just not trying to be out of the norm, whether in the way you dress and the way you go about things. And I think that translated into how I approach jewelry. And then every single piece I create, I think of every single piece, and that's sometimes a problem, as a statement piece, because I can't get away from it. Sometimes, you know, my commercial side starts, okay, Lisa, get away from the statement pieces, smaller, more delicate, more simple, but then I can't. I gravitate toward my statement pieces. Organic movement, the ocean, the island. I live in Puerto Rico. I mean, right? It's nature everywhere you go. It's the sea, it's the palm trees, it's the los coco. I think everything influences the way I approach jewelry, and then I try to recreate that somehow and make it large and big, and you know, so you can wear it that way.
Do you find it hard to part with pieces? So you create something and you love it and it's yours. It's like your baby, you're giving it away.
Yes. I always want to keep everything. Oh, this one I don't want to sell. This one, this is what I tell my husband, right? This one, if I don't sell, it's okay because I can keep it. But you know, it's nice that I always find that a market, right? And there are always people that are impressed or amazed or followers, and I am grateful for that, because I have kept some pieces, but not all.
They're just so gorgeous, and I can see where the influence is. I mean, this last one that I liked, you just posted it.
Oh,
with the fish.
The fish. It's
That's
and
beautiful.
actually, another of my influences, because I told you nature, because nature,
Yeah.
it's simple. I'm surrounded by it, and I am aware of it. So that's the thing, right? Being aware of everything, so you can, put it into metal. But I think I'm also influenced by vintage. That's a big, big part of me. I have always been driven to vintage everything, vintage clothing, vintage accessories, vintage households, but also vintage jewelry. And that fish comes from these pieces that I saw a long time ago, and I was drawing them, and they are from the 70s, jewelry from the 70s, like big stuff. And then I kind of like put them in small. I love that fish. That's one of those pieces, right? That I think if I don't sell it, I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I love anything that has like fish or shells.
Yeah, I think it was cute. I thought of casting it in brass, because brass just
Yes.
out. And I love brass. I don't do a lot of brass anymore, but I love it just because of how it oxidizes. It's just hard to keep up with and clean, but I love brass. Love it. And then a little detail. I think this was a ruby, and I think I have another one that's going to have an emerald. Just a little
A
detail.
little something that gives it, such, yeah, because that ruby piece is like, you got the fish and then bloop, just a
Yeah,
little pop of something.
a little something that's an add-on, and you don't need nothing else, right?
Yeah.
I
What would you say is the toughest part of your profession and the most rewarding part of your profession?
well, I'm the only one here, right? I think that's just as tough as it gets. I make it, I produce it, I cast it, I clean it, I advertise it, I take photos, I sell it. But I think at the same time, the reward is when you are able to connect with somebody. Like, for instance, you like my pieces, when you're able to connect with somebody and they're able to see the sensitivity in the piece, whereas it has two or three diamonds, and it's but if I'm able to connect with somebody and somebody can see the sensitivity and the energy in the piece, I think that's the most rewarding, because it's a lot of energy put into that piece. And if you can
Yeah.
connect and somebody can see it, I think I'm happy. That makes me really happy.
Yeah, the energy and the love that you put into it, for sure.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. And for somebody to see it, because I created, but for somebody to see it that way, oh, for me, it's like, yes,
Yes.
it's very rewarding, because that's, as an artist, I think that's the ultimate, one of the ultimate goals, right? To connect with the people you're making jewelry for.
Yeah, and then you wear it in a different way. I think
Yes,
once you have, the love and the energy, and you feel that energy, you wear it differently.
yes, and definitely because that person is able to connect at an energy and love level, it becomes a talisman. It becomes an amulet. So that's why a lot of the times I do call my pieces amulets, because you connect. When you connect with the piece, it becomes an amulet. You buy it when you came to Puerto Rico on that vacation. You bought it in that one particular show where you were with your mom, and it represented you guys going together. So for me, the pieces that are bought because of that connection become talisman, amulets.
I love that. I love that. I love that the whole I truly believe that pieces have meaning and energy and it's almost like when you get your piece of jewelry handed down from your grandmother to
Oh,
your mother to
the
you.
heirloom. Yes, 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 yes. It's that I I have a lot of those, and because I had an amazing mother, She loved jewelry. She loved fashion, you know. She was a fashionista before that word existed. I swear and I think from her, I get that pieces when they come down to the niece, to the abuela from the mama, they're amulets. They're representative of that love, of that energy. And it's a relationship between you and the piece. Nobody
Yeah.
else needs to know.
Yeah. For instance, like when my best friend got married, I gave her my earrings that I wore for my wedding for her to wear for her wedding.
Beautiful, exactly.
Because I felt like this was good luck and this was, something that I
Yes.
that was mine that I could give her. And she was like so honored.
We need to think of jewelry in that way in general. When you buy pieces, buy them because of that energy and that love, and buy them so you can eventually, give them
Pass
away
them down.
as
Yeah.
that token of love, and it's a heirloom.
Yeah. It's an heirloom, for sure.
That's a beautiful story.
Oh, thank you. I love anything that is passed down. I think it's just, it's magic.
Yes,
You
it's
know?
magic. That's the correct word. It's magic. It's magic. And then when you wear it, that's how you feel. You feel majestic.
Like a little piece of them, especially if they're not around, is with you.
Yes, yes.
Too.
Transformational, right?
Yes,
That's how
absolutely.
we see jewelry, as a transformational process in itself.
I agree completely. So you said you were a publicist, but if you weren't designing jewelry, what would you be doing?
I think I will be a publicist. I really do love public relations. I was able to study a master's and really understand the beauty of talking about transformation, right? Again, communication is it's like that jewelry process. You see, you go in there and you see beyond, beyond the strategy, beyond I would be a publicist, really. I feel like somehow I do apply public relations to everything I do, of course. I mean, I told once my thesis director, she's a good friend, I told her, oh my God, the best thing I have done, it's study a master's in public relations, because it gave me a lot of the tools that I still up to this day use in my new adventure in life.
I totally understand the new adventure.
You keep on going. Well, you did this before, so how about you always have that, what's next?
Yeah.
What's next? I'm not going to be stopped by because I'm alive. So what do I do next? I think that's the beauty of public relations, and I think I would be doing it, definitely.
What do the arts mean to you?
Wow, it's a way of life for me. What moves everything. Music, drawing. I mean, without art, what are we? Art is life. I believe it's life. What else it will be nothing without art. What we're doing right here, what you're doing, it's art. So without art, I think we will be nowhere. I mean, COVID will be like really all like devastated everything we have, right? But art, I think, keeps us moving and moving forward and looking always what's next.
And I think we had the best opportunity with the pandemic. If there was anything that was positive from the pandemic, because there was so much negative, is the kind of the reset of the arts.
It brought us closer, or at least pushed us closer, or it pushed us to look really into, we are art. Because without art, I mean, I just can't, I just can't imagine. I mean, and the fact that we can see art in everything around us. and be aware of the beauty of everything around us. That's art.
What advice would you give to somebody that would like to follow your footsteps?
Just to keep going. I would say don't give up. Don't think of jewelry in terms of money. Just go forward and do it. Just do what you have to do. Ask, take tutorials, check out YouTube, ask again. Don't give up. Don't give up. Just keep on asking, keep on asking, keep on asking, keep on doing. Don't stop doing. Don't stop doing. I mean, if you don't have money to buy right now, then look for alternative. Look for recycled. You know, kind of move in one way until you have the correct materials. I mean, the other thing I advise is just take courses, take a lot of all the classes you can, you know, ceramics, sewing, all of it. That somehow gives you tools to do what you need to do. I mean, I love taking all sorts of classes. I love bisuteria. I mean, ceramics. Oh my God. Fabric dyeing. Oh, I love working with dyes and los tintes. Do I make it? Do I sell it? No, but it just kind of opens up the, you know, the number, the possibilities. It makes you think instead of here, it makes you think this way. And it does bring you a lot of insight to what you're doing. That's why you never stop learning, never stop learning. Keep it up. Doesn't matter the age, it doesn't matter what you do, just keep it up, keep on learning. And it's just that process, right?
Yes, I love that. I love that because that really hits home for me. You know, you never stop learning. It's true. And I always say that you never stop. And you only getting better, you know, and just broadening your horizons is
Broad,
just
yes.
so fulfilling.
Yes. You have to, because otherwise it's like when you're doing one particular job and it's just that one job every single day. It's just like just, you know, open up and you will see the changes and all the things that, I mean, you will see things in a different way for sure, you know.
Oh, I love this. I love being able to connect with you. This has been just wonderful to have you on as a jewelry artist because you really are not just a designer, you are an artist, and it's been my pleasure to have you on, Luisa. This such great advice. It just gave me little tingles because we needed to hear that. We certainly needed to hear that, and that's
So
just
much
beautiful.
for inviting me and having me here. It's an honor. It's an honor. I mean, it is an honor. Truly.
Thank you so much.